Hey, it's your buddy Tim Show back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. And today I'm going to do a champion spotlight on the recent fusion Roric Wyrmbane. And I built him out and I have a few criticisms of him and I think I'm going to try him in two builds, but we will go ahead and compare notes together. Let's check it out. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with his kit. And I'm not going to go through his kit. You can read all about his kit. He is a stun master, right? The idea is he's going to go around and do a bunch of stuns, but this is his bread and butter. Now, the idea is he'll attack one enemy and has a 100% chance when you book it to decrease the target's turn meter by 75%. If the skill fully depletes the target's turn meter, it will also have a 100% chance of placing a stun on all the enemies for one turn. Now, this is a really, really great skill to have, obviously, but he has to be going fast enough to make this work, right? So if the enemy has 26% turn meter and he does this, he leaves them with 1% turn meter and off they go. So you either need to build him super fast or go second slow. Either one of those isn't super helpful, but we can look at that. He does have a nice increased speed in all battles. Aura has a really cool passive where he is immune to stuns and does a really interesting little scale breaker on a allied attack. If you ally attack with him or counter attack, he will use this as well. I'm not sure about the ally attack. Counter attacking, he will use this skill as well. So, and it's a ignore 50% of the defense. So let me show you how I have my guy built, and we will look at him in some content, and then I think I want to rebuild him after this run. Let's see if we can find him. Where is he at? Boom. So I put him in Savage gear and crit damage to try to get him to do some damage. Got him going what I thought was fast enough. I don't think he's got enough HP to be super durable. I don't think his attack was wonderful, but really you have to get enough accuracy on him to allow him to do his job. And I got some crit rate and crit damage. So yeah, that's how I built him, and his masteries are pretty standard. Helm Smasher to ignore further defense, and then some defensive and turn meter and counterattack defensive mastery. So yeah, so pretty standard masteries on him. I don't think changing his mastery is going to be super helpful, but you can certainly look into it. So I'll go ahead, I'll take him into campaign first so you can see kind of some of his animations, and then we'll take him into Doom Tower and we can see what he does. So let's go ahead and start here. Now what's nice about campaign is he will start with his A2, right? So he will reduce the turn meter by 75%, so they're all at 50%, so he'll be able to reduce that, boom, stun everybody up, right? Now, if he didn't kill him, he would not have stunned him, but his turn meter is obviously super low, so it doesn't matter. And then his A2 will ignore damage, and it's sort of a shooty. He uses he's got a gun in there, I guess, and shoots. And then his A1 is just a kind of an overhead slam, and we'll let him finish the run. But you'll see he will not get another full stun out on anybody because they all have too much turn meter. So you either got to make him considerably faster or considerably slower to make that work, or pair him with another turn meter reduction specialist, maybe a Shatterbones, where he's going to reduce turn meter, then he can come in and stun afterwards. But yeah, I don't know. So I mean, yeah, I mean he can get through that content, but you know it's not super helpful. So let's take a look at him in Doom Tower, where I've been playing with him on sort of a stun team because he does. I mean, if you watch, we'll go ahead and count the stuns he does. We'll go Doom Tower Hard 49, which is sort of the last floor I was on. I replaced Soulless with him, and we'll just go ahead and count the stuns he puts on. And now, obviously, Tormund does a freeze, which is kind of like a stun, and then Syl will do stuns as well. Yeah, so here is the ally attack, and I think he stunned on that. So that must have been his A1. So this is only a counter attack. So he will do his A1 on an allied attack, and he's stunned. So that will be stun number 1. Now you can see everybody's turn meter is too high, and so he reduced this person's turn meter, and it looks like maybe got some additional stuns out, which is interesting because it did not, I don't believe, fully depleted that turn meter. But we'll count that too. So we'll say 3 stuns so far. Syl's going to stun everybody else up. Siffi's going to put him to sleep. Tormund has all his either freeze / there's another stun. What is that? 5. So 5 stuns so far. Now the run's a little slow, obviously, because he's not 6. So we got our turn meter reduced by that terrible Razin. That was, I believe that was Syl stunned these two. So we're still at 6 for Wyrmbane. 7, and you will have to excuse the lucky corgi. She is hearing ghosts or something. So you can see, I mean, he's 7. I mean, it's not, I mean, the 100% stun on his A1, if you have the accuracy, is super nice. I mean, don't get me wrong. I kind of wish, and I'll go over my wish list with him. So I'm going to say 8 on that because he just depleted the turn meter while he killed him, but he stunned the Razin. So I'll go through my wish list of things that I think would make him a little more usable and at the end of the video. But what I'm going to do is I think, well, I don't want to give away there's 9. And you can see, I mean, he's not, I mean, I don't have a decreased down champion or an increased attack champion on this. Although I do have a cardio will do an increased crit rate, I believe. But he doesn't really need the increased crit rate. So there is Syl doing a bunch of stuns. Let's see what he's going to do here. We're at 9 so far. And it's hard to see if he stunned 10. You know, I mean, Syl is usually thought of as a great stunning champion. But I think 11. I think Wyrmbane does a little better, but you can see that's a problem with him. It's hard to build him tanky enough. But what I think, see, he reduced the turn meter, but she was almost full, so we didn't get the stun. What I think I'm going to do is, so there's Syl stunning everybody, and that's a pretty good hit. What I think I'm going to do is build him fast with HP and enough accuracy. We'll count that as 11. Got the stun on the allied attack. Reduce turn meter, stun them both, 12, 13. Yeah, and we'll look, this obviously is taking a long time. 13, 14. And we'll see the amount of runs it took with my Soulless. 15. See, he didn't get the turn meter reduction, so he didn't take her to 0, so nobody got stunned. 16. And Lucky Corgi is not happy about something. Somebody must be getting 17. Yeah, I think I might count the Sill stuns too, see how he compares to Sill in the stun department. When I rewatch this video, I might put some 18. I might put some text in here if I can count the Sill stuns as well. Sometimes it's hard because they layer them. No. It's a Sill stun. Decrease the turn meter, but didn't get a stun. Okay, it's almost over. I know it's a long run. We're at 18 stuns. There's 19. That should be it. And obviously stuns are very, very effective. Okay, so 19 stuns in 100 runs. So we'll say basically 136. So we'll say he stuns about 16, 17% of the time. You can see, I mean, his damage is meh. I mean, Sill did better. Tormund did better. Yeah, I mean, single target, so it's not wonderful. Honestly, it's not super wonderful. Let's see if I've never even tried him in. Yeah, see, you don't want to put. He's immune to stun anyway. Yeah, so any boss is going to be immune to stun, so it's not going to be super helpful. I do like that his passive removes him from stun. No, I think I'm just going to go ahead and build him in something much faster and durable and see if we can't increase his stun output. So 19 on that. I'll be right back with a different build. Okay, so we're back for part 2 where we have rebuilt our Roric Wyrmbane, and we have done kind of what I said we were going to do. We put a lot more HP on him, same accuracy pretty much, maybe a little more, and then considerably more speed to try to get him fast enough to take advantage of his A2. And let's go back into campaign, and you'll see he doesn't do it nearly as fast, but he does get many, many more stuns off, because I'm kind of thinking if you could make him fast enough, he could keep them stunned constantly, right? Because he would just keep coming around and doing his stuns while their turn meters were down. So you can see he got 2 stuns in on that. And then there, he stuns them, and then they're dead, and then stuns them again, and then puts the turn meter on them, stuns them again. Yeah, so they just never really come out of a stun, right? He kept them in a stun the whole time. So it's kind of interesting, right? So the timing's a little bit off. There it is. Oh, no, turn meter wasn't there. There it is, but he didn't make it happen, but it's all right. He's got plenty of HP to live through this. And then he should finish it off here. Oh gosh, what is? Oh, that must be one of the yeah, interesting. Okay, so there's a stun on her. She's dead, and then she's dead too. So yeah, so not nearly as fast, but the stuns are pretty impressive. So let's go ahead and take him back into the Doom Tower and count his stuns again, and see if this were a decent change for him to make sure that he's doing his job, because honestly, I don't really think he is much of a damage dealer. But if we can get him stunning everybody, that makes life really, really easy. And so I'm thinking maybe for those Mortu waves, if he could just kind of constantly keep everyone stunned, yeah, that might be really, really helpful. And I think he's at 350 something, so I think that should be high enough for him to make that work. So let's see. No, boosted his turn meter, but didn't do the turn meter reduction. But we have Sill, so there's a turn meter reduction. But he was way too high. And that's where I think his AI kind of lets him down. If he would have attacked this guy, he would have stunned everybody. But for some reason, he went after this guy and didn't stun anybody. So that was 6 for him, by the way. Stunned everybody and then just stunned him. And he's dead. 7. Yeah, I'm not sure why. It seems like his AI would target the lowest turn meter, but it doesn't. Let's see. Okay, so he has everything up. Now, if he attacks this guy, he'll stun everybody. But watch, he won't. Yeah, so he reduced this guy's turn meter, but not enough to get his stuns off. So, yeah, his AI is stupid. And doesn't really do the job that you would want him to do. So there's 8. But I think if you piloted him through like those more 2 waves and just kept everyone stunned the whole time, which I think he could probably do. And I might even just turn off his A3. I mean, he just doesn't do enough damage. So there goes, okay, there's 4, what did I say? That's 7, right? Reduced his turn meter 0, stunned him 7. 8. No, that was 9. 10, 11. That's 11. And again, this isn't the easiest. I mean, you know, Doom Tower, hard 49 wave. Now, I did pick a strong affinity for him. So I'm going to say 9 on that. Or was that Syl? I think that was him. I'm sorry, 10. Decreases turn meter. But again, if he would have targeted him, he would have gotten everybody. I'm not sure. Yeah, no, that was his A3. $11. Okay, so it's his turn. Now look, he could attack him or him or him, all of which would stun everybody. Let's see who he chooses. Okay, so he did. So it's 11, 12, 13, 14. Didn't stun this person for some reason. So 14 stuns so far. 15. Person was already stunned. 16. Yeah, see, he attacked the person with the highest turn meter and got no stuns off. But again, I think if you manualed him, I could keep the wave stun the whole time. 17. I'll show you what I mean on the next wave. Yes, A2 still down. Okay, 1920 because he took his turn meter to 0, so he's got 20 stuns so far. 21. He was already stunned, so I'm not going to count that. 21. Yeah, I would almost turn off his A3. I don't think his A3 is worth it, to tell you the truth. 22, because it doesn't stun, and really his only... I mean, his A3 doesn't do enough damage to really do anything. I mean... 24 with that stun on this guy. Depleted her turn meter to 0. Yeah, if you could keep Mortu's turn meter down and stun everybody else, I mean, that's huge. 25. And if you shut his A3 off and he's just coming back and stunning on his A1 every time, I mean, that is large. Okay. So we're at 25. We're in the last round. Okay, stunned everyone. 26, 27, 28, 29. And I also don't think he'll die this time because he's got obviously way more. Stun there, 30 stuns. $31. No, I'm not gonna let him. Well, he doesn't have. I'm not gonna let him waste his A2. Okay, so he's got his A2. We're gonna see. This is the only person that's gonna give us stuns. Got it, everybody. 31, 32, 33, 34. But I guarantee he would not have attacked her if I didn't manual that and stun everybody. So that's a shame. That's a shame that his AI doesn't feed into his kit. 36 with a caveat because I had to intervene. But I could have probably gotten 50 or so if I didn't even. 37. Yeah, okay. So 38, 39, 40. And that's his A3, which does nothing. He was already stunned, so I'm not sure if he got restunned. Okay, so he got 40 out. 40 stuns, did considerably less damage, but again, he's not a damage dealer. I mean, I couldn't get him to do any decent damage. So let's talk. Let's talk about my takes on him, and I'll go to his. That's fine. So I think you would know the first criticism I would have on him is his AI. His AI does not do what you need it to do because this is the bread and butter. This is the bread and butter. He is a stunning machine. A1 stun, A2 stun, with a fully depleted turn meter. I mean, that's pretty good. My second criticism of him would be this has nothing to do with his kit. And why the hell is it in here? I mean, it's just nonsense. I mean, who cares? You can't get him to do damage. Like, this needs to be something else. I don't know what that would be, but it needs to be something else. Maybe a turn meter reduction or something else to help feed into his A2. But his A3 is wildly ineffective for his kit. The fourth thing is he needs to be defense. His damage needs to be based on defense. You need to be able to build him tanky, right? Then you could put him on Siffy teams and he would start to do some damage. I mean, maybe even if you just put him on defense, this skill becomes a little more effective because you can't keep him alive with his attack stuff. I mean, it's unless you're early game, and then, yeah, who cares? But yeah, this is not super helpful. This is cool. Passive is cool. Aura is cool. A1 and A2 is amazing. I'm going to turn off the A3 and use him on more 2 waves, and I will probably post that video when I do it. So that's my take on Roric Wyrmbane. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you on the next video.